Hello and welcome to a quick video where I try and find the most valuable forwards on Football Index. So the first thing that I wanted to look into was the average matchday winning scores across the different match days. And as we can see, the average winning score for a bronze match day is 182. That jumps up to 220 for silver match days, and then even further up to 244 for gold match days. There will of course be a lot of variance with these different matchday winning scores. As we saw yesterday, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang hit a matchday score of 74 and still managed to win on a bronze matchday because there wasn't any other strikers actually scoring any goals on that matchday at all. And then we have the average dividends earned from high matchday scores. And I just thought this was quite interesting because what this data is showing is the sort of returns that you could expect on average based on the player's matchday score. So as you can see, with a matchday score of 250 plus, the dividend payouts on average are actually really high. Again, there's going to be a lot of variance that may vary from no dividends at all up to 28p if a player was to earn star man on a gold match day. But these are the sort of payouts you can expect. So if a player is hitting a matchday score of 200 plus, if a forward that is, because this is just for forwards, you would expect them over time to actually earn dividends because the average dividend win is 2.26p for a score between 200 and 224, for example. And then another thing that I thought was quite interesting was just the correlation between goal contributions and dividends earned. So the players who do provide a lot more goal contributions, so goals and assists, certainly do return a lot more in matchday dividends on average. Players like Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar, because they do provide so many goal contributions, they're in with a really good chance of actually earning dividends. And this data here also shows that because the players who actually returned £1 plus since the start of last season had a huge amount of goal contributions on average, 51, so far higher than the players who didn't contribute to goals as much. But of course, there will be some players who do provide a lot of goals and assists but don't actually hit very high matchday scores, and these players on your screen now are exactly those players who have really been negatively impacted since the removal of in-play dividends, because they provided a lot of goal contributions since the start of last season, so they were great holds for in-play dividends. But none of these players have ever hit a matchday score over 190, and so they have a really small chance of actually earning matchday dividends. But now let's have a look at the players who actually hit matchday scores 200 plus quite regularly. This graph just shows the players, the forwards in particular, who have hit 4 or more matchday scores over 200. And I'll try and find the players who could possibly be the most valuable. So first of all, quite an obvious choice, sticking to the basics here with Lionel Messi. And it's just because his matchday scores are just incredible. 31 scores over 200 now. And he's earned a ridiculous amount in matchday and also media dividends, 73.5% yield over the last 12 months. And if he does get linked to Manchester City again, then he's only going to return more. And then next, a player who's also amazing at earning matchday dividends. It is, of course, the Brazilian Neymar. And he hasn't even played that much compared to many other players. But when he does play, he's always in with a really great chance of hitting a matchday score over like 200, so 18 scores over 200. And the thing is, he's actually hit 8 scores over 250 as well, which is incredibly impressive. Next on the list, we have a real goal scorer who has dropped quite a lot due to the removal of in-play dividends, but he's actually a player who can definitely earn matchday dividends as well, because he has hit 12 scores over 200, 5 scores over 250, 74p returned in matchday dividends, and a really impressive 40.93% dividend yield. And that was with the lower payouts as well. So that was Robert Lewandowski. And then a player who maybe a lot of traders won't have come across as much, really. One who I hadn't really noticed until I looked into it a little bit further. It is Lorenzo Insigne. And he's hit some really high matchday scores, 4 matchday scores over 200 this season so far. 29 years of age, and only a 16% dividend yield, which isn't great for his age, but I just think that could really increase over the next few seasons. And then we have a player who is a little bit younger at 25 years of age. We have Serge Gnabry, really high matchday scores from him. I remember when he hit that score of 386 against Tottenham. It was just absolutely massive. And yeah, really great dividend yield as well for his age of 18.7% over the last 12 months. And then 2 more players who have dropped in price a huge amount over the last few months. Well, I guess almost everyone has. But yeah, Ciro Immobile, he's dropped due to the removal of in-play dividends in particular. And he currently has no sell price, but he has actually hit 7 scores over 200. And so that suggests to me that he has a really great chance of earning matchday dividends. And he just scores in almost every game he plays. He's incredible. 2.4% dividend yield, really low, but I think he's got a great chance of improving that over the next few months. And then finally, Willian. So yeah, only 25p now, which is crazy. And he's returned a lot of dividends over the last few months. Last sort of 12 months, to be honest, especially due to his transfer to Arsenal. But since that transfer, his matchday scores have been really low. So that is a little bit concerning, but I think he's got a great chance of actually improving on those matchday scores and maybe earning dividends at some point in the future. At 25p, I think he could be pretty good value overall. So just to conclude, these are all the players who really stand out on the spreadsheet for hitting high matchday scores. A lot of these players have a really great chance of earning media dividends as well. You know, you have your Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo here. And then there's a few players who maybe have been a little bit overlooked lately, like Ciro Immobile and Karim Benzema, because they're sort of known as in-play dividend players. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you've taken something away from this video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.